Welcome to Wojo Media Success Interviews. I have one of our awesome clients here. Her name is Sharmi Hall. She runs a med spa. We work with multiple locations. She's been with us for about 2 months now. And yeah, intro yourself, Sharmi. How you doing?
Hey Jason, thanks so much for having me. My name is Sharmi. I'm a franchise consultant by trade. I developed multiple franchises in the industry, own different franchise concepts, different businesses. And I own a med spa group. We have four locations down here in Miami. And I met Jason because I was looking for the best advertising agency, the one that could drive the most value, since we understand that that's how we find and that's how we retain, well, how we find our customers.
Yeah. And you were working with a prior agency before us, correct?
Mhm.
And how long was that relationship for?
So we've been in the med spa industry now coming into 6 years. We began the business with digital advertising. We knew that kind of waiting on patients and word of mouth was not going to get us the success that we needed. We knew that to scale the business, to grow the business on the development schedule that we have in place, we needed to bring in a digital advertising company. So we began with our corporate or our franchise advertising company, and there wasn't enough transparency for us. We didn't have the ability to understand what is our cost per lead, the ad sets. And so we looked for another agency. And we had been with that second agency that we worked with coming into about 2 years. And obviously, it was a big difference for us because we had a lot more transparency. We got to learn a little bit more about digital advertising. What was our cost per lead? What they were advertising, what was the promotion, what was the offer. And so we weren't unhappy with the agency, very hands on. They spent a lot of time with us on screen. So it took a little bit more of my time that I wanted. And I think they used a lot of our ideas and our feedback to test things in digital advertising. And I think that's been the biggest difference with working with you guys. You kind of guys already knew what you guys were doing. You came in with the offer. It's just a lot more hands off, which works for a busy person like me.
The big thing in the beginning was that you didn't even own your own CRM, which was concerning. You were under
Right.
a sub account, and I was like, oh shit. Like, if she's gonna have four locations, she wants to scale. She needs to own her own login. So we had to move everything from all four locations over, snapshots. Manny was working like hours around the clock. It was so cool. But like it was good to see the transition. Now, you've worked with other agency for 2 years. Did you feel like you outgrew them, or you were just like, hey, I just want to be able to maybe get a new perspective.
For sure. And that you mentioned that was actually critical for our business. In the transition process, I've never worked with a group that is as efficient at, I really do have to give you so much props for that. That is as efficient as your group. There's just absolutely no time wasting. Everybody, each different department knows exactly what they're doing. And Manny just kind of came in there and in 15 minutes transitioned us over to the right CRM, and it significantly saved us money because the old advertising agency that we were working with was we were under there, and so they were charging, I guess, fees on top of it. So I think just in the transition alone, coming to you guys and using the CRM for ourselves, we saved over $2,500 a month between the
Really?
outbound text messages and the DMs and just in general and that transition. So that was really big, and it was in minutes. It was 15 minutes. It was the most impressive thing I've seen to date over the years. So that was amazing. And I do think that we outgrew them. I think that they were advertising and it was driving volume, but there wasn't any assistance in offer creation. There wasn't any real improvement. They couldn't give me answers to why Facebook would say there was exhaustion with the clients. So they couldn't, I was asking things that and catching things that they weren't. Where you guys, they're more reactive, you guys are very proactive. You see things before I even knew about them. So that's, I think, the biggest. We outgrew them.
And then like you have these four locations. You have been with us for about 2-ish months now. Obviously it's a longer term relationship we're looking at, but like within the 2 months, how much have you seen each location grow just from the small changes you've been able to make?
Pretty impressive. So the Kendall location, it so cost per ticket, I'm seeing an improvement of about $3,000 per day on the injector side, on the Botox side.
Okay.
So it's growing about $3,000 per treatment day is what I'm seeing it. You want me to break it up more for the month or just daily is
Yeah,
good?
yeah, the month too. Yeah, just so like I have context.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would say that in general, the practices have gone up 10, and it's only been 2 months. It's pretty impressive. About 10 to $15,000 per month per location.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about 45, 60K a month. That's pretty good. So now we can reinvest those
Oh
earnings
no, no, we're
also.
upwards of that. Yeah, we do upwards of 100,000 in revenue per month. But yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with those increases already, then we saw that cost per lead was starting to be more stabilized. And now we're pushing out more offers. Now brings me to the other piece, which is not just the automation side, but now we inserted this AI setter. So like, it's still very early in the process, but what did you like about that was very like you said, like we're very proactive. Like what did you enjoy about the AI setter?
I love the AI. I believe that AI is the future of searching and advertising. I think right now we're going to Google. Generally, if we have like a question, and I think over the next couple of years, soon, quickly, people will be searching more and more on AI every day. So I think AI is critical, and I like to kind of I don't I like to catch the wave. So I want to catch it before it starts. So I love that first and foremost, you guys were super proactive in bringing the AI to us because it's something that I've thought about for a long time. And obviously, AI decreases expenses for us as a practice, right? Because we have to have people that are on the phone constantly. And so there's the cost of hiring, the cost of training, and then the cost of making sure overseeing them. So there's a pretty significant impact that you kind of cut by bringing AI, and training in itself is timely. So AI is brilliant. It has all the answers. I never expected it to do as well as it did. I initially, when we first talked, we brought it on for the easiest ad campaigns that we run, the ones that don't need significant explanation, because I'm like, it's going to have objections and it's going to have a hard time with it. But then we started listening to the calls. It's brilliant. It answers the way that we train our staff. It's assumptive, it's assertive, it's impressive. And so if the goal is to continue to grow that, to put it into each service and then later into confirmations. And it significantly reduces your expenses, in my opinion, and it cuts costs. So for me, it's brilliant. And I think it's the
Yeah.
future. I think it's a necessity.
I love it. And then, like with the AI setter for more higher level advice, because I like the way that you looked at the AI setter, because a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, yeah, like if I just pay for it, is it going to just book me meetings right away? But you looked at it from a different perspective because you also have a call center. So talk a little bit about that and how that intrinsically helps as well.
Sure. I have a 8 to 10 person call center, and they outbound dial about 400 calls a day each different employee or team member. So there, we know that we have to significantly outbound dial, which also brings inbound dialing. So I'm always happy to have even a new trainee on outbound calls of the colder leads, because if the inbounds are coming into my front desk, they're very well trained and they close on them. So I found that initially I was like, well, what does it hurt? We're gonna have an AI outbound dialing, and if the calls aren't great, I'll still get great inbound. So that was great to have because we get return calls. It was also helpful because I believe that you gotta touch leads right away. So the warmer that they are, the better. And I think that AI over, after hours, after my call center isn't working, AI is able to still make those outbound calls for us. So I thought that that was great. It keeps the leads hot, so it's nurturing the leads. And then you have the leads that I want my call center to focus on the hot leads, the ones that come in right away, right? And then this AI is a great way to also nurture your leads. So continue touch points, right? Continue to touch them, send them reminders and outbound calls. The way that I look at it, if it makes one appointment additional per month that we close on, it's a return of investment. So it's a no-brainer for us.
Well, because you know your numbers. A lot of people don't track their numbers. So that's why that wouldn't be valid.
KPIs, my friend,
Yeah.
it's everything. Everybody has metrics to meet here.
Yeah. So what's your like, and just to kind of conclude here, what is your biggest goal with us by December? I always like to ask this question because I always want to have like clear targets. So, obviously we've only known each other for about 2 to 3 months. Are you looking to build another location? Are you looking to just scale the ones to capacity? Like, what are your goals for December?
Yeah, so definitely, I'm not going to be opening up another location this year, but we will begin the real estate hunt for the next location last quarter of this year. So we do about one location per year. So we'll begin looking for real estate, although I'm always on the lookout if something lands, but we'll begin like seriously looking at real estate in the last quarter of the year to begin opening the building out the spa. First quarter of the year takes us about a quarter to open up. So second quarter, we should have the next location rolling. So we'll continue to scale. We're contractually bound to do 8 locations in South Florida. So we'll continue to scale in that way. But obviously, we want to also see the existing practices' revenue grow. So I have to thank you for that. It's the first time in 2 years we kind of were stagnant. The revenue was just the same month over month, that the practices are back to the growing phase. So I'd like to see all 4 locations in the 100 to 120,000 per month revenue mark. So Midtown is almost there. And so I want the practices individually to hit about $100,000 each. I want them to at a bare minimum be running 4 offers parallel to 4 AIs for each location. And then I think in the holidays, in the last quarter, I want to run a 5th offer on gift cards. So I think gift card offers will be, I don't know, we need calls for that. So we need to come back to the AI conversation. But I'd like to run gift card ads as well. And a big goal of mine is to get my CRM and my EMR to communicate,
Yeah.
so that we can make the booking process a little bit easier. And I know that's a big project Manny's kind of been working on. So that's a big goal. It's been a big goal of mine throughout the years.
Yeah, so GHL is an open AI, but the platform that you use for the bookings, it just has a lot of like parameters that change how those two communicate. And they should have updates on the developer side because we booked a call with them and we went through stuff and they said, oh, they're coming out with new, APIs and webhooks, but we'll see how it goes. But
They've been doing that for like 2 years now, hopefully
yeah.
sometime.
So it's something where when you're communicating between two softwares, it's going to help you streamline things a lot faster too. It's just tough, but we're coming out with new things with the AI too to be able to communicate with that software. So we're trying to actually outpace what they're doing. The only issue is that it's just going to take more time because I have to build out a whole new API just for the software. But we have other clients on it, so it'll help out both ways as well.
I would like to also grow the streams that we use for advertising. So we're currently on Meta and Google, which you were finally, it's been 5 years that we've tested and wasted. I guess you got to make these mistakes, right? But over the years, and I give everybody an opportunity for about a quarter, see the numbers, and then make a decision. So over the years, we've tried to do Google ads for years and it's never worked out. It's never delivered results. When you go back to checking on it, they're like, oh, sorry, it didn't work out. So it's the first time that someone was very realistic about Google and then came back 2 weeks later with answers for us, very clear answers. And then once again, I think you guys made some changes on your end for the Google
Mhm.
and continue to work on Google. So I love that we were able to bring Google in. I think it's important. I'd like to get TikTok and then down the road, YouTube as well. So other places that we can advertise would be nice. I'd like to continue to grow that.
If they want to find out more about you, where can they go? And as far as the spa itself too, if they're in the Miami area.
Yeah, so I'm a franchise consultant, retired franchise consultant by trade. If anybody wants to learn anything about if they want to franchise their business and learn how to scale it, you can reach out to me on my personal social media, Mrs. Sharmi Hall, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Sharmila Hall. You can find me. To send me a DM, a message. Otherwise, the businesses are all at Facial Mania Med Spa. You can find them online. You can find us facialmaniamedspa Miami.com.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Charmy, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.